All right, now what we're going to do next is, of course, pay tribute to the one and only Michael Joseph Jackson. Yes, he deserves that. He deserves that. Of course, as many of you know, if you are at all on Twitter or any form of social media, everybody has been paying their respects to Michael Jackson because he did die on this day 4 years ago. So we just want to do a little tribute and remembrance. So, Sugar Ray, do you remember, or Tammy, let's start with Tammy because I never do the middle. Tammy, do you remember what you were doing, where you were on the day that he died? And then if your story ties to mine, because we were probably doing the same thing, I'll go next.
We were. I remember it was the day before we came to LA, and we were packing and whatnot, and Jason and I went to the Wendy's just to grab something real quick to eat, and we were sitting in the parking lot eating, and he screamed it. He was looking on his phone, and he screamed it, and I was like, "You man." You know, I really couldn't believe it. And then I looked it up, and we were just like, we had a moment of silence. And then we came to LA the next day, and then, remember the shirts list?
Yes.
We were going to church, Bishop Blake's church, and people already had rest in peace shirts with the wrong date on it.
Oh my God.
They hadn't even sure the day before or whatever. We were like, didn't he just die yesterday? You know, but yeah, so that was my memory.
So I'll go because mine does tie. We were getting ready to come to LA. I don't remember why we were coming, but we were. And I was off work that day because I was packing, planning for the trip, watching television, whatever stupid television I was watching. And literally on the bottom of the screen, you know how they have that ticker? And it said, you know, the little breaking news, Michael Jackson. Actually, I think before he died, it was like Michael Jackson, because it wasn't it like back and forth, Michael Jackson in critical condition at UCLA, whatever it was. Then it was he died. No, he really didn't die. And so we were like, I was going back and forth between like CNN, the regular news, like everywhere, BET, MTV, like every news channel possible. Not that BET and MTV are news channels, but you get what I'm saying. Trying to figure out if he really died, what happened. And so yeah, that's what I was doing, and I was literally, I was shocked. You know, he was gearing up for that concert, that huge tour. It was his big comeback, and to hear that he died, I was sad. Somewhere in my mind, I used to say, Michael Jackson will never die. He's made of plastic, and for some reason, I almost feel like I convinced myself that to be true. So when he died, I was a little heartbroken. Him and Whitney Houston, but I won't go into Whitney because y'all know how much I love her. So yeah, I remember that very vividly, and I was definitely sad. So, Sharice, where were you?
I was at TJ Maxx, and this dude was walking through the store, and he just blurted out, "Michael Jackson died." And I'm like, Michael Jackson didn't die. So I'm looking on my phone or whatever, and I think I called my mother, and I'm like, "Mom, this dude in the store talking about Michael Jackson died." And she was like, "He did." So I'm like, no, no, Michael Jackson, I never got to see him in concert, anything, oh my God. So yeah, and then, of course, I got in the car, and all the radio stations were playing all his music, and yeah, that's where I was, in TJ Maxx.
Well, that's Cheryl. Can you hear me? Cheryl, you can go next.
Well, it was a Thursday, and I will never forget because I was in praise team rehearsal.
Hello.
And when I tell y'all that I think I almost felt like I was going to pass out, I don't get like that about people that I don't really know. Like, I don't deal with death well at all. So I don't like it when my family, if somebody dies that I've known for years, don't text me. Call me, make sure I'm chilling, and then tell me. But that I wasn't ready for at all. I remember I was at the church. Literally, we were getting ready to start praise team rehearsal. Nobody on the praise team could get themselves together. We couldn't get ourselves together at all. It was terrible. It was a Thursday. I would never forget that. And I never thought that I would ever remember specific days that people died. Like, I try to forget that kind of stuff because if not, I'll harp on it and not be able to sleep and all of that. So yeah, I felt the same way about Whitney. Like I think I was worse with Whitney, honestly.
I was too. I was too.
I
But
cried. I cried real
you
tears, like I
know,
really knew these people.
Me too.
it's like It's like we grew up with Michael Jackson. I mean, our parents grew up watching the Jackson 5, and then when our kids are born, everybody loves Michael Jackson. So it's like,
You know,
to
it's
watch
crazy.
this person from a child to an adult, and like, he was the kind of person where you like, oh, Michael Jackson. You never thought about him dying. He's Michael Jackson. What?
Right.
So it was like losing an uncle or a cousin or a brother or something.
And it's crazy because the Michael Jackson experience, the game on the Wii, really makes little kids that he was dead before my niece was born, and she loves Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
And that's crazy to me. Like, he passed away before she was even born. She's about to be 3. Yeah. And he passed away a year before she was even born.
That goes to show you what type of entertainer he was.
Timeless.
Mm-hmm.
True. Yeah.
Oh, Michael.
Yeah.
You see kids all the time with their with his T-shirts on. I'm like, you don't know him. I know him. Y'all don't know.
Right.